assume by this point you've all seen the video of Michael Bisping on his podcast plucking out his prosthetic eyeball and showing what appears to be underneath just an eye socket. Now, I made a video titled "What's So Shocking About Michael Bisping's Eye?" because I believed that when he popped his prosthetic out, his existing eye was still underneath. I thought I saw a little bit of white in there where the white of his eye would be, and then his deteriorated eye and retina kind of in the corner. I thought the eye was still there. I also thought that when he fought people like Luke Rockhold, that his deteriorated eye was still visible. Upon further inspection and going back and looking at it, it looks to me like he had his prosthetic in during that fight. I didn't think that was the case. I really didn't. Now, going back and looking at it, I remember Michael Bisping saying something along the lines of that he had a surgery done to correct the aesthetics of it, but I don't remember him saying that he fixed his vision. And something else that's making me further believe that is that before your fight, you go through prerequisite and post-requisite medicals. They have to take you through an eye exam. Now, when the doctors signed off on his eye, I'm almost certain that they signed off on it with the contingency that he still had slight vision. He was determined legally blind in that eye, but still had slight vision in it. And then he got that surgery to, correct the aesthetics. How could he have made it through his eye tests if he legitimately can't see out of it? If he was wearing his prosthetic throughout that entire thing, either it's a glass eye that he can somehow see through, or he couldn't see through out of it at all. I thought when he said that he was wearing the shades on stage, it was to hide the fact from people to look at his existing deteriorating eye, which was getting worse throughout his career, so that they wouldn't bring up the talking point on should the Athletic Commission allow him to fight. The same way that Michael Bisping called out Max Holloway for his slur, which ended up getting that fight with Max Holloway pulled because it gained enough ground on social media and people started looking at it and going, maybe there is something here. Maybe there is something wrong. We should look into the slur, and then ended up getting the fight canceled. I thought that Michael Bisping was saying that he didn't want there to be a talking point about his eye so that the Athletic Commission would go, well, shit, maybe we actually shouldn't let him fight. That's what I thought. I thought he just wanted to avoid the conversation of how bad his eye looked and how bad it was getting. Because we all remember the fighters up on stage of those press conferences like Luke Rockhold that would talk trash about him only having one eye, his eye essentially being gone, and he would have his shades on, and of course it'd be a low dig, it'd be a jab, but it would kind of go by its wayside. I thought he wore the shades so that you couldn't see the eye, so that when the fighter said that, everyone would have a direct visual in front of them of what that looked like in that moment. Instead, when fighters say, oh, you only have one eye, your eye's messed up, you remember what the deteriorated eye looked like. It didn't look good, but it wasn't right there in front of you. That's what I thought Michael Bisping was trying to avoid. Which I still think it is, because I'm thinking about this and thinking to myself and going, if he was wearing shades, why would he have to cover up a prosthetic? You know what I mean? Why would he have to cover that up? That doesn't really make much sense to me. It makes sense to me that he would want to cover up the deteriorated eye, but if he's faking and hiding a prosthetic and is claiming that he got surgery done to make the eye look better aesthetically, I don't understand why he would want to hide it. So you guys are gonna have to help me on this, because I'm very confused. I was dead certain when I made that video, and all the comments were saying that I was wrong. All the comments were saying that I was, this and that, and that I was hating and being mean to Michael Bisping. Look, I love Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's a warrior. I didn't mean that in any facet of anybody's imagination that Michael Bisping is anything less than a world beater and a champion. But now I gotta know what happened. Did he have his prosthetic in when he was going through his medical examinations with the Athletic Commission? Did he have the prosthetic in when he was going through his eye examinations? What was he trying to hide up on stage? Was he trying to hide the deteriorated eye? Is the deteriorated eye still there? Because when I watched that video, I swear it looks like the eye's still there. It is just that the prosthetic goes over what he still has left. It makes sense to me that at this point that he can't see out of it. I mean, no taking away from that. We knew that he could really only see out of one eye from the jump. So everyone's saying that he fought with one eye. We already knew that. We already gave him that respect. We were giving him that respect way back then. I'm happy that he's getting it in such huge floods of numbers now how much of a gangster he really was, fighting 22 plus times with a destroyed eye. We knew that it wasn't worth a damn. Now the only question is that was there even one there when he was fighting? Is there one there now? Michael Bisping's doing a very good job about keeping quiet about this. I just got to know. I have to know at this point. What really happened with Michael Bisping's eye?